the benefits of that, like David said in Psalm 103, forget not his benefits. There's so many benefits to that. So I was just listening to a sermon today, and I'll close with this. And he was talking about how we can get distracted from putting God before us. And he was talking about how our number one pursuit should be to love God and to be with God. And he was talking about how he's a pastor, and he's talking about Revelation 2, where it says, you've done all these good things. You've endured, you've tested false apostles, you've been patient, you've been for the truth, and you haven't grown weary. But this I have against you, you've abandoned your first love. You've abandoned Jesus and that relationship with him. And he gave this analogy, and he said, I remember when my wife had her first son. We had our first son, and he once he had the son, I was so excited. He said, I vowed so, like, basically to myself to be the best dad ever. Like, I would be present, because so many dads are absent, and I would take care of him, and I'd be near to him and take care of him and be a really awesome dad, like the best dad ever. And so he basically starts taking care of his son all the time. And then he said, out of nowhere, I found me and my wife are starting to have conflicts all the time. We were starting to argue over little things. And he said, we never really argued before. We weren't connecting. We started getting upset with each other. And eventually his wife kind of exploded and said, we haven't been on a date in 7 months. And it was like 7 months later. And at that moment, he realized that he'd been prioritizing his son, this good thing, over his wife. And he said that's what we can do sometimes with God. We can prioritize a good thing, our ministry, growing bigger church, adding programs, adding things, doing this, but we can forget that our first calling is to set God before us. And that kind of hit me when I heard it today, because I was like, wow, I can really want to do good things for God and serve, but then forget like that first love.
Yeah.
So